So, it continues. We were having a rough day into Sunflower. Last day off the Moz at Sol's. Had a hamstring giving me fits. The ultimate decision, jump ahead and not hike the 4 peaks from Roosevelt to Sunflower. And in hindsight, that was a super good idea. I think when we got to the camper and settled, I slept for about 16 hours. I was exhausted. My Sherpa babe, and he had one night of just high fever, and then it's getting warm. It's getting the end of April, and while the northern part of Arizona is still having snow, the southern part is getting very warmed up, and water's drying up fast. I mean, I think there's several prudent reasons that it was a good call. I have worked past my disappointment, I think, and I'm on to plan B. I think the hardest part for me is I'm pretty much kind of a purist when it comes to projects like this, and to leave 40 miles undone just is hard for me. But you know what? 40 miles out of almost 800. I need to just adjust and go, wow, what an awesome deal that I got to do all this other. Look at this. No Sherpa babe. I am solo, solita today. Sherpa babe has dropped me off up at General Springs cabin at the top of up on top of the Mogollon Rim, and I am doing a slack pack down into Washington Park just to see how my knee and my hamstring are doing before we take off on what would be our last kind of this central section from Washington Park to LF Ranch. Lexi is at LF, so the idea would be to, and that's about a 40 mile section there. Yeah, lots of thinking. Today is my 64th birthday, and it's my first birthday without my parents. It is the birthday where I'm giving myself the present of getting in better shape. I see this whole walk, besides just a great grieving time and reminiscing time after losing my mom, I also see it as a rebuilding time after our season of, we've had quite a season, really. And yeah, I just feel like it's kind of a deposit in the bank of my golden years. Any strength I can take with me here into my 70s, I think will really be a good thing. As I was thinking, if I had to choose one or the other, would I do Four Peaks Wilderness or the Grand Canyon? And for sure, I would do the Grand Canyon. So I just kind of feel like Four Peaks was a bridge too far, and I was risking injury, and I need to not do that so I can do the Grand Canyon. It's the plan. We'll see. Good morning from the Arizona Trail. We're in a pretty section. Look at that big old alligator juniper. We're in the section from Washington Park to Pine. 18 miles. We're planning on it taking us 2 days. We'll probably get a bit past Pine the first day, or the second day. We have had, I think I mentioned that Daryl had a fever. We have just had rough luck here in the last month with sickness and such, which is incredibly discouraging. I think, I don't know, ever since Mazatsal's, I've just been fighting the mental battle, whatever that is, of just feeling like, why in the world am I doing this? Trying to find the fun and beauty in every day is hard with that sort of mental struggle going on. So, I mean, hiking long distance is hard, and wow, but it's beautiful. Look at this morning's view. It's the, there we go, the rim.
The
Mogollon Rim. And it is absolutely beautiful this morning. So, the fight goes on.
4 days of this. We're gonna hike to a place called Pine up here. We're gonna hike from Pine to a place called LF Ranch, and then basically do a little 3-mile jog over to catch Lexi at Doll Baby Ranch. At that point, boom, we go up to the rim. Oh man, I'm looking forward to it. Man, my knees hurt from hiking in the Mazatsal's. Tell you what, they still haven't recovered. Well, part of that is because I'm sick too, so a little bit of just a little bit of lose your voice kind of stuff going on today. So that's crazy. But anyhow, that's life in the big Arizona Trail. And we are doing it to it today. Woohoo.
Yoo-hoo! I have walked 400 miles. 400 miles.
Yeah, Granny's walked 400 miles. We're headed for Pine. Guess what? I've walked 400 miles too. I feel like it today. My knees hurt, all my stuff's not working good. Dang me. Ooh. Anyway, yeah.
Do a trade-off while the road is good.
She wants the camera. I'll let her have the camera. There you go.
I have to film in strategic areas where it's not too rocky, and that has not been the case for a while. So, as Sherpa Babe just said, we are headed into Pine. We are doing the section back to Doll Baby and Lexi. I think I said that before. Last time I was on camera, man, I was struggling. You know what? Through hiking Sometimes I guess you see it, but not all the time do you see how mentally challenging it is. I mean, yes, it's just putting one foot in front of the other, but it really is mentally challenging. And I've been in a low spot here for a while, but this morning I woke up. Well, I've also been taking the opportunity to work on the committee in my head. You know, our thoughts run our feelings, and our thoughts and feelings run our actions. So, whatever you're feeling, you got a thought back there that needs to be looked at. And, or if you got an action, you got a thought back there. And then you get the feeling that goes with that or whatever. It's a whole circle. The circle of life. So, yeah, so I've been doing a little bit of just checking out what's going on in my head. And come up with the goal. You know what? My goal is to find some joy in every day. And have some peace. Enjoy my Sherpa babe. And remember Mom. And you know what? It's a good day to do that.
Well, this is our second day on the Mogollon Rim. They call this the Highline Trail. And it's basically a trail that runs parallel to the Mogollon Rim. And it's a beautiful trail. I mean, it's rough, lots of rocks, you know, lots of chaparral. See around here. If you look out in the country, man alive, we got a view that just can't hardly beat. Look out there, man, it's nice. Look out there, and of course you look up here. That's the rim right there. Now we're walking south, so we started basically where we're going to go up onto the rim. We did all that, and now we're hiking out to Pine today. It's about a 5-mile hike, and so that's basically our next 3 days. We're going to go through Pine, out to south, and then we're gonna hike 2 days across that flat. Basically, it's that same flat as you see out there. And we'll do that. And basically it's downhill. Probably lose about 500 feet a day. But of course, on the Arizona Trail, even if you've lost 500 foot in a day, you probably climbed and lost a couple thousand. So it's strenuous. There are almost no non-strenuous trails in the southern half of the AZT. It's a hard hike. And then I used to call her Granny. That used to be her trail name. Now she's She-Ra, Princess of Power. There she goes. She's done it now once even. I think that's pretty cool. Ain't half bad for a couple old people. Woohoo!
Well, here we are at Red Rock Springs. Look at that. Beautiful water. Place to sit down. Awesome. Take off your pant legs. Starting to warm up. It's a nice cool day though. It's a very nice cool day.
I think the high is like 70 today or something.
70. So we've got a, yeah. So this is a mini trail break.
If we needed water, lots right there.
Yep, we've already got stuff on. We pumped yesterday, so I think we're good to clear to Pine. But yeah, I washed my face. Look at that. So nice. It was wonderful. One thing about Arizona hiking, it is dusty and water is precious.
It is dusty and the water is precious. Yeah.
So slow for me, but you know what? It's better than getting hurt. Good morning from the Oregon Trail. Good morning from the Oregon Trail. I think I've been thinking about the pioneers that walked so far for their promised land. Look at this trail compared to what we just went over. This is so nice. So this is a new section of trail that was built and opened just after Daryl went through last year. And when he went through, he said it was one of the roughest parts of the trail, the part we're getting to skip. So I'm trying to be happy about that. I am feeling better. I was asking for some encouragement. We ran into the fellow with the pink shorts. He had pink shorts and gaiters, and he had walked the Appalachian Trail twice, and he said, we were talking about this first 400 miles, which I'm at, what, 410 or something, of the Arizona Trail, and he said, comparatively, oh man, Arizona Trail, this is some hard crap. He didn't use that word, but I am just, somehow that just sort of validated all my feelings of just, you know, this has been a hard journey. I'm twice his age and half his speed. And so anyway, that was encouraging to me. And then our skipping Four Peaks, that was rough. For me, it was like getting bucked off the horse. And I was raised in a cowboy family, and as a kid, I got bucked off the horse a couple times. More than a couple. But my dad, he always said, when you get bucked off, you gotta get back on. And we started over at Washington Park on this section. And we, second day, we're coming into Pine, which was a place that we could dive off the trail if we wanted to. With that whole day, man, I was just fighting, wanting to get off trail, kind of the whole, you've already skipped some, you know, blah, blah, blah. It was a mental game. And then I remembered the whole bucked off the horse thing. And I think for me, especially these next 2 days, they're rough, they're hard days. And for me, that is the getting back on the horse and just getting it done. And one thing that does is builds confidence that you can do it. Failure is hard. If you don't exactly meet your expectations, and you count it as failure, it's hard. Now, there's some people, it's easy for them to not count it as failure. Some of us have more of a problem with that. And anyway, we are on some beautiful new trail. We're having a beautiful hike this morning. We have got a almost 13-mile day planned with a full day water carry. We both have 3 liters on. Thankfully, it's cool, which is good. But yeah, it's gonna be a rough day, and we're gonna get her done.
Yeah, you know, this is kind of cool. They opened up a whole, they've been working on this section of trail, I think, for years. This piece here. And last year I came through here and didn't get to see it. It wasn't open yet. And I actually heard about it and tried to find it, and I couldn't find it. So that's how it goes, you know. You win some, you lose some. So last year, the hike way the heck over there, and a really difficult hike. Man, it was tough. Really rocky. You think this is rocky? You think this is rocky? That was worse than this. Believe it or not. That was worse than this. And so that's what's going on. So I'm enjoying this new chunk of trail they got going on here. Like a lot. Way to go, Arizona Trail. You guys rock. And it's a pretty day. This is really, actually, if you get your feet off your mind, or the hurt, you know, get the hurt of your feet off the mind from walking on rocks all day, and you just take a good look around. This is pretty, is what this is. This is really pretty country. Uh-oh, it's like somebody died right here. You see the remains of that dead cow scattered all over here. Yeah, this is ranching country, although I haven't seen any cows yet. Over there, that's where we'll be going here, I don't know, in the next 2 hours across this next canyon. There was cows over there last year, I know, when I walked through here. Anyhow, well, I was sitting up there talking with a young man, and kind of enjoying a little bit of a break just a minute ago. And he walked the Pacific Crest Trail, he did, here about 2 years ago, he said. And we were talking about the Arizona Trail, and he said, yeah, you know, there's not a single 400-mile stretch in the Pacific Crest Trail that's as tough as the first 400 miles of this. And I thought, well, there you go. There's a little more encouragement for old Granny, She-Ra, somebody who thinks that what she's doing is pretty difficult. Because it is difficult. This is hard. You know, and the truth is we are right there. You know what? We are right there, just about ready to be done with all of this hard stuff. Pop up on the rim back there. And the fact is, we was up there the other day. We dropped Granny off, and she slack packed that chunk from FR300 down to Washington Park, which is cool. So yeah, we're finishing her up. We're finishing up the worst part. That's what we're doing.
Well, good morning. You can see the Mazat Sal in the background there. That's where we were last week, walking down that big old mountain range. And now we are just about to connect the dots. So with our car hop deal, we drive north, then we walk south back down to the other car and drive the other car around. That has been a really great way to kind of self-support. Now at gas prices, we're hitting pretty sturdy gas prices now. I paid $5 a gallon at one point. It's about $4.50 now. But Russia is in a war with the Ukraine and seems to have really messed with our gas prices. But still, when you can self-supply and got a place to stay, it's a good way to do it. Yeah, so I'm encouraged. We're gonna be walking into where we left for the Mazat Sal's section. We'll be walking in there probably this morning. Since it's been warming up a little more, we've been getting up at 4 o'clock, and then we're on the trail by 5, and that really is so nice. Oh, I don't know if you can see the little yellow primroses. So pretty. And they're all, the sun's starting to come up and they're gonna open up. Beautiful. So, let's see, yeah, so we're gonna be coming in to basically LF Ranch and then out to Doll Baby, pick up the car, and head for the Mexican restaurant. Payson has a really good Mexican restaurant. I wish I could remember the name of it. But it is, yeah, it's right on the highway there. Super good. Daryl and I have been dreaming of Mexican food. Then we've hatched a plan, possibly. You know, I was super discouraged. My hamstring giving me problems. Daryl got sick. You know, we had a few days that were really rough there. And we skipped over the 4 peaks. So we were going through with a big hole, and I was working through my disappointment. Mom, Grandma Jean always said when you have big disappointment, work through it and then go on to whatever the next plan is. So we've been moving forward. Then yesterday morning as I was walking, I thought, hey, I think I figured out a way that we could do 4 peaks. And we talked about it, and I think what is going to happen is I am going to try some slack packing. Last year, Sherpa Babe did quite a bit of slack packing in the very beginning of the trail. So basically, he would take off with just essentials, and then we would meet him with the car that night. And I think we figured out a way to slack pack me through the 4 peaks. So stay tuned. Who knows? Might get to do that. Feeling strong and good. Yesterday I did 13 miles. That was really, it was good. It was not easy trail, and I got her done and felt pretty good by the end of the night. This is my 4th day. I think we did 11, 13, and then I think we only have 9 today. So, yeah, so I'm feeling pretty good, and I think if I could do some slack packing, basically take just water and emergency gear, I might be able to get that done. So, could be fun. Any other updates? You know what? I should update you on this beautiful, look at the mountains. Mazatcel's so funny. If you watch the episode before, you'll see what it looks like up in there. You'd never know it from here. Man, it's just beautiful. And we're back down into cactus and fairly, easy walking, which is awesome. Well, there is the East Verde River at LF Ranch. First time to get our feet wet, really, on the Arizona Trail. I can't remember another time. Well, there may have been a little creek where I slipped off a rock and fell in with one foot, but this was a pretty much way to cross the river.
Well, hi, crowd. I am, look behind me there, East Verde River. How do you like that? Rock Creek comes out right here. Pretty spot. And basically, had another, 10th or 2/10 up here. Then we head off trail back to where we have the car at Doll Baby Ranch trailhead back there. So that's our plan today. We just hiked successfully this is our 4th successful day. And it's been good. We're getting better from our colds we had. I tell you what, those colds really take the zap out of you. So that's here what we're doing today. We're hiking to Doll Baby. Tell you what, I'm hungry for some food that isn't trail food. You guys can imagine that. Pretty quick. That kind of stuff is, it's great. It fuels you. It keeps you going. You wouldn't complain about it for sure. But honestly, it's not as good as home food or restaurant food. You get tired of it. After a while, you kind of want some other food. And this is a pretty little spot. Isn't that amazing? You just don't think of Arizona, looking like this. But this is what happens when you give all that dry ground in Arizona a blooming drink. This is what happens. Put a river running by there and all this stuff grows. Big old beautiful. Lots of cypress or cedar growing here. You got great big oak trees growing down in here. That big old white one right there, that's a plane tree or a sycamore. That's happening down in here. You even get some pretty darn healthy mesquite trees, which is a nasty tree you'd rather not have, but it's growing down in here. It's pretty nice, actually. Yeah, there's a mesquite tree right there. You got to stay out of them things. Cat claw acacia right there. Stay out of that. Yeah, it's beautiful down here. There's a ranch right here called LF Ranch. And the people that live here, they have peacocks. So you can hear them. Peacocks are really super good, like watchdogs, right? They got dogs too that bark. But the peacocks just make these crazy peacock sounds, And you go, wow. That is a crazy peacock sound. People used to live in these places back in the day. I mean, they were, homesteaders and settlers in these spots. This probably was a big deal. Pretty hard to imagine living in these kind of conditions. Pretty difficult. Tell you what, them people must have been pretty tough. No air conditioning, and I mean, it would have been hot as Hades here in the summertime. I mean, it's already getting up into, high 80s, low 90s. So, yeah, you kind of want to. Oh yeah, there's my other trail right there. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you kind of want to be here now when I'm here. You don't really want to be here in the summer without air conditioning. Otherwise, you're going to get cooked. Yeah, this country's hot in the summertime. All right, well, we'll check in with you later. Have a good one.